Hello, friends. As you know, I'm Emily. I don't really ever post videos of myself speaking. It's very much outside of my comfort zone. I am much more comfortable and confident writing things out, but I just really felt the need to share this organically, just some things that the Lord's been teaching me and healing in my heart. For those of you who do not know, most of you probably do at this point, my mom, she was diagnosed with Alzheimer's about 5 years ago. There were a lot of other things going on with her mental health, and honestly, it was just physical health, but it came out a lot as mental health issues. So it has been years and years of seeing those things progress. A lot of grief has been happening throughout that span as she's been changing, and we have been losing parts of who she was. That doesn't take away who she is and the value that she carries. But it's been real. It's been really hard. So I won't get too much into those details, but I've been grieving. I've been in a state of grief probably for about 5 years or maybe even longer, because of some of those changes that took place before we had answers. So anyway, what I have been learning and what God has been healing in my heart is just so precious and so deep, and I just felt the need to share it because not for pity or anything like that, but just because I believe vulnerability is powerful and it can set other people free from similar situations, or just the root being similar. So anywho, I had been pushing back disappointment, and pushing down the fact that I had anger, and a lot of fear about what the future holds for my mom and my family and my dad and and everybody. To be honest, I've had a lot of sleepless nights. I've had a lot of nights where I'm up till 3 a.m. just with crazy thoughts, just very invasive, dark thoughts about what could happen in the future. I won't get into those too much, but I've been holding them back even from my husband. I hadn't really even told him some of these thoughts and just fears that were so deep in my heart because I want to see my mom healed so bad. And I know the Lord can. I know He absolutely can. But I'm struggling in the waiting with that and knowing that He's able. And I had to get real with the Lord about that stuff because, it's just been really hard. So anyway, where am I going with all this? I had been putting my faith and the truth. This is completely true, and I fully believe that God is so good. Even with all this going on, He is present, and His presence is all that's made a difference. His presence is what's carried me through this time. His peace, His joy, and I know I'm crying right now because there's so much going on in here, but He really is so good. And there's a lot of great things that have been going on in life too, but I have been suppressing the hard things and the grief for years and years. And for a long time, that made me feel really hollow. It made me feel super awkward in conversations with people, because I felt like at any point I could just explode. Like the dam would just break and it would all just flood out. So I just have felt super awkward for the past few years, just uncomfortable in my own skin because I've been suppressing this grief and carrying it, and shoving it down and putting my faith on the forefront. But God is still good. God is still good. And He is. But something that has changed, and that the Holy Spirit just caught me by the coattails one day, about a month ago or so. And He was like, I don't want you to say, but I am still good. Because I don't dismiss your pain. I don't dismiss what you're going through. I'm with you in that. So I want you to change that but to an and instead. And that just changed so much in my heart, and in my mindset. Those tiny words, they don't seem like they matter. They seem like they're just filler, but they do matter. It changes the whole meaning of what you're saying and what you're speaking over yourself and over whatever you're going through. The Holy Spirit is so present and so real, and just that little switch of, it's been hard, it's been real, it's been exhausting, it's been absolutely heartbreaking, and a lot of the times it just feels cruel what's happening to my mom and all that our family's been through without all of that. So the Lord does not dismiss what you're going through. There are no buts. Yes, things are hard, and God is still good, and His presence changes everything. And that's just so incredible, that how He speaks to us that way too, and He'll just grab you and be like, let me rein you back in, and just correct that one little word that you've been speaking. Because His heart is, I know that you know I'm good. I know you believe that. But I actually grieve with you. I actually feel your pain. And I experience that with you, and I want to go there with you in the depths of your heart, in the most deep, unspoken places. He wants to go there with you. He wants to exchange that with you. And the other thing that I've been learning is that I've been learning what it really means to trade your sorrows with the Lord. It doesn't mean, again, that you dismiss what you're going through. To trade something, you have to know it's there. You have to feel it. You have to have experienced it in some way. My cat's making noise. To trade it, you have to hold it in your hands first, and you have to lay it down and exchange it. You have to be willing to let go of it, but first you have to hold it and you have to feel it. So, yeah, I've had moments with Justin, my husband, the past couple months when I've just been letting it all out. All the fears, all of the disappointments, and just being honest. Like, I just hadn't said it. I hadn't said it out loud. I just let it just grow, and it's torture to just like be up at night with those thoughts, and fears and everything going on, the heaviness of everything. And there have been moments where I just sat there and I wept, like deeper than I'd ever wept in my life. And the crazy thing about that is, in that being not okay, I became okay because that's what the Lord does when you trade your sorrows. When you feel that with Holy Spirit, He exchanges it. Sorry, cat. For joy and for peace and for wholeness. And in those moments, it's been so wild to me because I've just never experienced his joy quite like the ways I've had the past couple months of how He's been healing my heart and helping me grieve well. Yeah, so my cat is really distracting me right now, but it's fine. In those moments of mourning and weeping, I've been met with laughter and just peace and His presence. It just is so drawn. The Lord is so drawn to our vulnerability. He loves it. He doesn't want you to just brush it off and say, I'm good. God is still good. He wants to feel with you. He wants to be with you. And He'll just trade it for joy and for laughter. And it's like Holy Spirit laughter I'm talking about. Like, I've never felt laughter like that before in my life. It's the same feeling that Justin and I had on our wedding day, and other moments where Holy Spirit was so tangible and so evident, undeniably. So anyway, I know this is a lot. This is a rabbit trail. That's how my brain works. That's why I write typically. But I felt like I needed to share this face to face. And I think I'm going to do that a little bit more now because the Lord has been healing my heart and He's been giving me my voice back in that. He's been filling me with more confidence, restoring that part of myself that I thought was lost. And that's so huge. Whew, okay, did not mean to cry like that. It's so awkward because I'm like talking not to really anyone face to face, but I feel this right now. So yeah, that's where I'm at. It's a great place to be. Here's another thing I wanted to talk about. When you're grieving, it's nothing to be embarrassed of. It's nothing to be ashamed of. It doesn't mean you're in a bad place with the Lord. It actually means when you grieve well with Holy Spirit, there isn't a better place to be. There really isn't. It means that you're healthy and you're healing. It's like the zits on my face right now. It shows that you're getting rid of the crap, the toxins that are inside of you. Grief looks like that. It might not always look It doesn't look pretty, and sometimes it's like, I don't want anyone to see this. But it doesn't take away your value. It doesn't take away your beauty. It just means you're healing and you're processing. So that's where I'm at. And I love you guys. I just felt the need to share that, and hopefully it brings someone freedom and healing from suppressed grief and anger and fear. God he's not fazed by it. He's not upset about it. He loves you, and he feels with you, and he's for you, and he's able, and he's still good.